name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I don't know when this video is going out, but this was all the talk this week, right? I'm recording this intro on... what day is it? Wednesday, February the 1st, a very wet Wednesday, February the 1st. And the article that we're going to go over is from my live stream the night before on January 31st. That's how it works. That's how time works, unless, you have some kind of time travel device. We just go from one day to the other, well, we all travel through time, just at the same pace, at the same direction, But, I guess if you stop traveling in time, it'll be like you're traveling in time. Okay, that's too weird. Doing my head in. Anyway, this is the story that's been all the talk this week. Rusty Davies' new show, Nolly, is coming out, and he is promoting it hard because he's Rusty Davies, and he only knows how to promote hard. He's very, very good at promoting his shows. Good for him. So this is an interview with the Times. I actually got a subscription to the Times so we could go over this interview. It's with him and Mark Gatiss. Mark Gatiss is also in Nolly playing Larry Grayson, which I think is fantastic casting. But they talk about TV, and like my premise is the culture war is over. Based on that, I think the culture war is over. By that I mean, this is like the third or fourth time I said it today. By that I mean that nothing will coast by. Again, nothing. The assumption that something just needs to have people with the right identity in it, right? Or has to have. But that's essentially it. Things are not going to coast by on anything other than talent, right? Anything other than quality, which I think is something that Rusty Davies does indeed address in this article, and it kind of blew up, and it's blowing up all over the internet. It's amazing. The people on Twitter who don't like hearing that anything they're not the bestest ever in any circumstance at all. Right? They can't stand that. They absolutely can't stand it. It crushes them. They had a bit of a meltdown about it. But I think it's interesting from their mind. So this is like the third video I've done on this, right? But I think it's very interesting and important to hear from their perspective about what's wrong with Telly and what they're going to do to fix it. And the and the impression I get is this is the perfect example. You have to look at things that happens. What's the word? Holistically. So at the same time this article came out, we had the third episode of The Last of Us, which I thought was excellent. Really, really excellent. It was Nick Offerman in a very extended gay drama, which I wasn't expecting at all, right? I wasn't expecting at all, and I really thought it was very, very good, right? I really thought it was good, and I thought it wasn't woke. I thought it was a powerful story about people, right? They put character first, and I think that's what we're going to have going through. We're going to have exactly what they said they wanted to have. They gave us a bait and switch. Said, we just want representation. We don't want to malign us people. And no, fine. So now we want to change everything completely. Yeah, no, they're not going to go for the changing everything completely. I think they just want representation. I don't think anybody has ever had any problem with representation, right? I don't. It's the insane use of representation that doesn't truly work. The uses is like Star Trek Discovery, where it was 80% of the bridge crew are women, and they don't explain it, right? They don't. Well, bridge crew, 80% of bridge crew was male in 90% was male in the 60s. We didn't explain that. Yes, because that was a cultural norm, right? Right. The every bit of scientific data we have is the more freedom of choice that women have, the less they go into stem cells. It's just science. I know they hate, following the science, where they keep saying, follow the science. They basically just want to not be argued with. But the point is this: that's over, right? And so we are, still going to be some hangovers from the next few years. But this interview shows you the direction where we're going, and it's interesting because they at one point talk about how these diverse voices are generally speaking not very good at writing because they're there to be diverse voices. They're not there to be writers, right? And then at the moving on, they say, but they wax lyrical about the diversity. So that's what I think we have coming up, right? I think we have just a return to normalcy. Frankly, a return to normalcy and maybe more black people. That's exactly what I think we're going to have in 5 years from now. A return to normalcy and some a higher portion of black people on TV. Okay, I'm fine with that. Are you fine with that? I think we're all fine with that, really. As long as you make it good, right? I did and the same live stream, I did a trailer reaction to Picard season 3, and it look, judged in its own context, look very good, right? Look very good. So the tides there are turning. I hope so, right? I hope so. If you vehemently disagree, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Thank you for doing that. Genuinely, thank you for doing that. I am very, very touched that people subscribe. Thank you. My subs were really up last month. I wonder if that's going to continue. That was really kind of cool. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Look in the video notes. You find my Instagram, my Twitter, you should follow me on all these things. I put different content on all these. Facebook, Substack, my email newsletter. Sign up for everything, right? Sign up for everything and do it now. And I dare say that they're going to come. All these people who made this woke garbage and say we're so sorry. Please, no, they're not going to do that. But like, share, subscribe, anyway. Fine, covered everything. Now let me hand over to me from last night. Let's see how Russell D. Davies and Mark Gatiss plan to save the telly. Is it on the telly? More from the tap menu, whatever. Television's smartest duo share a lifelong addiction to the small screen, and their new show Nolly is a homage to the siren of the 1970s soap Crossroads. Yeah, I do like that they. Would you say it's Mark Gatiss playing Larry Grayson in it, which I think is a lovely bit of casting. I am looking forward to this, but they do know television very well, right? I mean, a lot of people didn't like their Dracula series, but I think it knew the Hammer Dracula movies very well. Right, it represented those Hammer Dracula movies very, very, very active. They had the three different types. You had the Transylvania Dracula movie. They had like the boat one. That was definitely a Hammer movie though. And then you had the Dracula in the present day, right? So yeah, I'd love to see them do James Bond because I think they know it very well, right? I thought Klaus Bang was also a good casting. I think they knew. I think what makes Sherlock so strong is they knew Sherlock Holmes very, very well, right? They know television very well as well, which I think is very important, right? Look, if they are going to work out and cure the ills of television, then maybe they should know it quite well. Let's see what they have to say. It's supposed to be a golden age, but British broadcasters are struggling. It's not a golden age. I don't know why they're saying is. While ITV begins a long trek to become a streaming service, the BBC is hard up and under political attack, and Channel 4 survives as a public broadcaster, but without sufficient cash to compete. Why isn't BBC a streaming service? Right? They already have iPlayer set up. That's essentially, what it is. BBC should totally be a streaming service. Right, right in the middle of all of this sits Russell Davies and Mark Gatiss, mainstream mavericks with a track record of creating prime hits. In about 90 minutes, they solve most of television's problems. Over lunch, Davies explains how he would pep up early evening viewing on BBC, outlines his new vision for Doctor Who at its 6th anniversary, as its 6th anniversary is, and explains why angry new writers aren't creating great shows. Yes, thank you. Right, thank you. Oh man, it just had this whole thing over there. Does this? Oh, what happened there? Didn't mean to do that. Come back. Maybe. Okay, fine. Whatever it is. So, in short order, Davies conjures up solutions. Let's start with BBC's ailing 4 times a week soap EastEnders, and its often predictable pre-Watershed offerings of endless pregnancy, scandals, divorce. What would Davies do? Reduce EastEnders to 3 times a week, and you've got you created 100 spots of television a year. Very good point, right there. Right, I would use those to give EastEnders writers inventive teams who have created enough divorces and chasers and drugs and murders to write sitcoms and come up with game shows. Okay, other types of entertainment. I guess. We don't really have sitcoms. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, he's going to go back to the early 80s lineup. That's what he wants. Then there's Doctor Who, a show that Davies triumphantly has restored to the nation affection 18 years ago, but whose hold on younger viewers began to loosen. A lifelong fan, if he had been brought back as showrunner, what would he want to do? Well, he is a lifelong fan. He has been brought back as showrunner. What does he want to do? You make all the back catalog available first on iPlayer. You know, he's absolutely right. If they want people, the reason he wants people to fall in Doctor Who is he wants there to be new writers. That's exactly the reason he wants people to fall in love with Doctor Who, right? And if you're a writer, like if you're a kid who's a writer, right, and doesn't know they're a writer yet, if you're a writer, you will love Talons of Weng Chiang. You will love, you know, there's so much of old Doctor Who, right? You will fall in love with it. That's absolutely right, right? I can't swear that will happen, but there are contracts. It's our heritage. It's our heritage. It deserves to be there so kids can fall in love with Doctor Who like they love Friends. You're absolutely right. The reason I span out Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures first time around, so they keep the channel controllers interested in the brand as a brand of the franchise. Yeah, I mean, there's something in Doctor Who to appeal to different people, right? It's like Doctor Who is that had both Torchwood and Sarah Jane going on at the same level, which were great hits for both those departments. Just fed into the family atmosphere of Doctor Who, right? It just made everything, it brought everything together. But everything was high quality as well, right? Everything was high quality. What about finding a new generation of TV writers? David thinks too many recent recruits are just too angry. A lot of them hate the media that ignores them. They're trapped into wanting a job in a medium to increase their representation. I think you're being too kind. I think they want to be writers, but they don't want to do the work. You know, honestly, that's what I think. I think they want to be writers, but they just don't want to do the work. I read the scripts and they're rubbish. Did you read the season 9 trailer? Oh God, I would love to hear him do a critique on that script. But he would never do it publicly, obviously. They're rubbish. They don't actually love television, so they don't know how to write for it. They don't care, right? Again, you can see it so much in comic books. They don't care. I'm so glad you said that. Gatiss said, sometimes I think I'm like Pollyanna because so many people over the years who I've been with so many people over the year who hate making television. They seem they seem so miserable. That's the thing about the first production of Doctor Who, the Rusty Davies' first production of Doctor Who. I don't know, but everybody said it was a very, very happy set. They said about happy production. They said about Jodis as well, though. They never said that about Moffat's. Moffat's was apparently kind of miserable, right? Oh, he did go through a lot of producers. It seems that they go and work in the bins or something. It's hard work. It gives you ulcer, so you have to love it. Gatiss, to be clear, shares David's devotion to the small screen. They both relied on TV almost as their best friend while growing up. I kind of feel the same. I mean, I don't know. While discovering sexuality, well, I discovered mine with Nicola Bryant. That was quite a good discovery. I enjoyed that discovery, right? Let me tell you, that was a fun, if somewhat sticky and requiring of dry cleaning discovery. Their sexuality, distinctly less gay-friendly 1970s. I mean, listen, you had John Inman and you had Dick Emery. Well, they were both supposed to be, and you had Quentin Crisp. I mean, it seems like quite a lot. Okay, I don't know. Gatiss recalls, they would ask me, and I would say, I can't, when I started at university, students would all go down the pub. He recalls, they'd ask me, and I say, I can't, I've got to watch The Singing Detective. You're right, that's the right thing to do, Singing Detective. Now their ferocious passion on TV burns with an emotion of a football fan. Well, it should do, right? I mean, TV is so much better than footy. Oh my God. I have the television all day. I wish I did. No, I don't. And I have no other medium. Davis says I've been to 2 operas and leave because I've been to 2 operas and I had to leave because I was so angry. You're telling me that because he found Tuesday's comedy, I didn't laugh once. Okay, whatever. Gatiss came up through the gothic comedy route of Legal Gentlemen before creating hits like Sherlock and it skipped a line. Teacher rather than he was a writer. I have no idea. He thought I had once a job at Granada, and he went to the grave not knowing I'd given up a safe job and become a writer. It must be his teacher. Oh, man. Don't Gatiss says, my brother-in-law, who knows me since 1999, recently said, do you write bits between when they're talking? Well, how would they even know where to go, right? Gatiss and Davies, when I write comics, I tell people I write comics, they're like, what, you do the speech balloons? So I do that as well. But no, I like write the script. It's like, they have to write a script for comics. Well, how, like, they're not real. How will they know what to do? Like, Superman's a drawing. How will he know what to do? It doesn't matter. What else? Gatiss and Davies may be nostalgic about the days when television only had 3 channels, but they adore change. What I love about TV right now is a redressing of centuries-old rebalance for people that are finding that difficult. Gatiss said, well, it's being done very poorly. I'm sorry. It's being done very, very, very poorly. And there wasn't an imbalance. If there wasn't, I suppose there was always gay people. Okay, fine. I'll give them that, right? But it's still like 6% of the population. It's like, okay, can it be? I don't mind having 6% of representation. That's fine. Again, that's why I just was singing the praises of Last of Us. Antics Roadshow has non-white experts now. Okay, Country File is talking about problems of global warming is causing farmers. The revolution is being televised. Oh dear. Yeah, look, Mark, mate. Mark, I hate to tell you, all the environmentalism stuff, that's really so corporations can become more powerful and control you, right? Or control me anyway, right? That's all it's about. That's really genuinely all it's about. It's so corporations can control you. That's it, right? It's they're not really, look. Why were all the green laws passed in Holland recently? It's so they would redistrict the farms so they couldn't afford to function and have to sell them to big corporations who are paying off the politicians to do the green policy. Virtually all of them are like that, right? Virtually all of them are like that, and they do feel that there's kind of this elitism where they feel they have the right to curtail the average human being's living style, but not theirs, right? It's just such hypocrisy. So it's everything you hate, Mark. You've been duped. Look around at the world, right? It's not like the news tells you it is, right? It's not, mate. And this is why they delighted Nolly. I love a bit of Nolly. Gordon was a real-life glamorous revolutionary. She was the first woman on color TV and the first woman to interview a prime minister, Harold Macmillan, on TV, played matriarch Meg Richardson from 64 to 81. I didn't realize it was so long. Wow. Crossroads while championing her fans. Right. Yeah. Man, she was really done the dirty, though, wasn't she? Nolly was cruelly ousted in 1981 and never knew why. It was just so they wanted a new broom, right? It's got a thriller plot. I wonder if they're going to reveal why she was ousted. The story of the woman who was being treated badly by men. It's not a metaphor, but just life keeps verifying the story. Like Liz Truss, for instance. What did she do? I have no idea. Look again. They're just so freaking obsessed with like Why are they obsessed with their politics? Because they see how much it's failed. Don't think it's the Tories. It's the political system. They're all awful. I hate to tell you this. Your best bet is Nigel Farage, right? He's the only one I see who's not really in that, and that's why they all embassed him as being the worst thing ever. The Tory party are the worst. It never ceased to bother me that Theresa May, bless her, had moved into Downing Street with a toy boy lover, having left her husband while he was having chemotherapy and refused to say how many children she had. Blimey. Okay, I believe all of this of Theresa May. So they all seem awful. She would have been booted out. His irritation teeters on the brink of anger. Well, yeah, he is angry. But Boris Johnson was nodded though. What's that mean? But Boris Johnson was nodded though. I don't know what that means. I have an idea. I would love to do, except it's not my story to tell. It's about the two genuinely Indian actors in an Ain't Hot Mum. Sanjeev Bhattacharya and his family loved that show because they were the only brown people they saw on TV. Okay, again, dude, this is all just about making you feel like you're a good person, okay? Just tell good stories, right? I don't mind it being diverse, right? I don't mind it being diverse. I guess it just got to be good stories, and it's not going to be relentlessly not white men, right? It's like not white straight men. We've got to be in the mix too, right? We've got to be kind of quite a bit in the mix, seeing as we're the vast majority, right? But a telling story about two extras in a forgotten British sitcom seems unlikely. Nolly is proof that the sacking of a forgotten soap star can make a stylish, witty TV with the visual vim of film director Baz Luhrmann. Oh, he didn't direct it, did he? It's a queen loses her throne story for the rest of the world, Gatiss says. But it's for the UK, it's terribly symbolic. Everything on TV was changing, just like now. Channel 4 was coming, regional accents were coming. Yes, you never had that, right? New soaps were coming. People think that TV is trivial. But the changing of an era socially, and Nolly felt part of that. That's very interesting. I'm psyched to see Nolly. It's true, says Davies. I'm staying in Swansea, near where I grew up. I'm like a local gay. I'm like the local gay. I have a chat with an old lady, with the sexy young barista, with Molly on the corner, stuff like that. When I was 16, and all the kids would get drunk and hang out near there. It was inconceivable. I could have walked about being openly gay. You must never take that feeling for you must never take that for granted. And these television shows were a very, very big part of that. We have seen Better and the teenagers making up new forms to change it all over again. I can't wait. Yeah, but again, he said that most of the TV being written today by the angry writers just isn't very good. Well, he agrees with them completely, right? So again, I would say the culture war's over, right? And this is the new détente, right? The new détente is we will put people in TV shows, things that we don't mind. We'll have gay and black people in TV shows, which nobody ever mind. And you always hang gay and black people in TV shows, right? But now they feel they got to do it, like just say they're doing it when they do it. But I think we're going to get good TV shows. Again, I think Picard's going to be good. I think the new DC slate all sounded good, right? I think The Last of Us episode 3 was very, very strong. Again, it was a character drama, and I'm kind of passive when I watch TV. Like I'm like wherever the creator wants to take me. That's why I like shows with a very clear creative voice. You know, and that's why I like Westworld so much, because it was a very what was I going to say? It was a very intensely written. Everything on the screen was there for a purpose, right? And so you're experiencing that piece of art. I also felt the same way about The Sopranos, right? It was a very tightly written show where everything about it was layered in. Right, I like shows like that. I think they're smart, generally speaking. But yeah, look, that's what I think we're going to be getting. But I just don't think we're going to get things that are coast by. I mean, we are going to get them, but they're not going to be. They're going to be ridiculed. Things that coast by on being diverse. Things have got to be good. Velma proves that. So listen, I think Doctor Who's going to be good. I think it's going to be diverse. Nobody cares it's diverse, right? And I don't think it's going to be like shoving it in our face. Now, again, there will be fallout from the culture war for years to come. We will still see more. Like when they found Japanese soldiers on islands, 15, 20 years later, right? They didn't know the war ended. The era of woke is over. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.